We're working out. Let's turn this party down.
Hey everybody, it's Tom Rag here again with you, and this is episode 6 of What the Hell Wednesday. I was just reading a news site online, and I found this article that said Massachusetts just did a internal audit of themselves for recipients of welfare or other type of government benefits, and they found they paid $18 million to people who were dead or using a different social security number. What the hell? I think that right there shows that what is wrong with this country right now for how the government, whether it's the state or federal government, gives out money and assistance to people. They need to find a way better way to keep track of these things. Otherwise, we're gonna go bankrupt. $18 million was paid out to, there was 1,164 cases that totaled $2.39 million in benefits for up to 27 months after that person had been reported dead. Now, the people that are claiming these benefits of the deceased, or if they're using fake social security numbers, obviously now after this audit, they know who these people were. So they should have to be required to pay back whatever it was they received with interest. Plus, they should go sit their ass in prison because it's theft, and people wonder why the U.S. has such a big deficit. The U.S. is giving out way too much money for entitlements or assistance, however you want to describe it, I guess. And that's the issue, is there's so many people claiming benefits from the U.S. government, states, etc., anything like that, and it's getting way too out of hand. Go get a job. I understand people. I understand you lose money, when you lose your job, you can't always find one immediately. I get that. So yes, unemployment benefits should be, paid out for a little bit, I guess, as long as you have been paying into the government and you have had a job and you are looking very hard for a job. But once your time is cut off on that, it's done. Go get a job at McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or something, so you have a job and you can pay benefits. And I think what's really going on with the government, not the government, but people in this country, is they think that the government is there to fix everything. And the problem is that's not how it's supposed to be. Like John F. Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And that's exactly the way it should be. We shouldn't be thinking that, if something goes bad in our life, our government's going to take care of us. That's not what the government is meant for, and frankly, it's bankrupting this country for how much money they are giving out for other things like that. And maybe for watching a Call of Duty gameplay video, this isn't exactly the topic you want to hear or talk about, but I just read it and I'm like, oh, that's a good one for What the Hell Wednesday, because it's getting way too out of hand in this country, and it really needs to be changed. But I really don't think anything is gonna change with that. But I don't know, it's frustrating to me. Maybe some of you feel the same way. Maybe you don't. Maybe you are some of them getting these benefits and you're absolutely gonna hate me for it now. I get that everybody has rough times and sometimes you don't have any other choice, but you can't rely on the government to be giving these handouts forever for you. You need to take control of your life and go fix it yourself and be like, oh, all right, yeah, U.S. helped me out for a little bit, but I fixed everything else on my own. And that's the way it should be, whether you agree with me or not. But hey, that's my opinion. Everybody's entitled to one. Now, on another note, I just read on Joystick that a federal commissioner from Germany has started to express some concerns over the new Xbox One Kinect functionality, and he has described it as a monitoring device, which he feels, and I know there's been a lot of talk about this on the internet, whether you feel the same way or not, but a lot of people are kind of concerned over this because Microsoft says it's quote unquote always on, and how they kind of describe it by that is that when your Kinect is plugged in, it's monitoring for when you say Xbox on, so that way it can turn on immediately and you'll have access to it right away. But a lot of people fear that because it's always on, that people or like the government could try and get a warrant and monitor you through the video and the sound on your Kinect, and that way and they can see what you're doing, what you're saying, etc., stuff like that. And apparently in Germany, Germany's government, they are worried about that same thing, and Microsoft is saying that no, when we say always on, your system and the Kinect are basically just monitoring for the words Xbox on, so that way it turns on as soon as you say it, and that's that, and there's no user information passed on unless you opt into it, and that it's going to be totally safe. Now, I really don't think it's going to be used that way as far as monitoring people by the government or anything like that. I think Microsoft, I would assume anyways, that they really put some thought into that, and they're like, no, that's not going to happen. But another concern I have heard expressed about that is if that was the case, that if somehow somebody could get into your system to monitor your Kinect and watch you or listen to your webcam, they're more worried about hackers doing that than the government. And it's a fair concern, and a lot of people are hoping that there's going to be some sort of light on the Kinect, so that when your Kinect is on and it's either listening to you or monitoring video, that there will be a light that'll let you know that it's on. So in case you weren't really using it, but it's on, you kind of be like, what the hell? Shut your Xbox off, unplug it, or whatever, if that is the case. But it's also been pointed out that the Xbox 360 is a very secure system, and as far as I know, or I haven't heard that anybody's actually hacked into the system as far as getting into somebody else's system through the network. It's pretty secure, so I would assume that the Xbox One will be a lot the same way, and I'm not really too worried about it. Maybe some of you are. If you have any feedback on it, let me know, and if we get some good discussion or good questions asked, we can kind of talk about it and see how that goes. But I'm not really too concerned about it. I don't think Microsoft's going to be doing anything shady with the new Kinect, but I guess it remains to be seen whether or not that actually happens. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, but it was a day or two ago. A 15-year-old Chinese kid that was touring Egypt with his parents. They were at the ancient city of Luxor, and he apparently decided to carve his name and said was here on it, on stone carvings that were like 3,600 years old. I don't remember exactly how old they were, but it's like, what the hell? Why would you do something like that on something old and that has a lot of history and meaning to a country, and just be like, yeah, whatever, bro, no big deal, I was here? And his parents, like, where were his parents during this? Were they not really keeping an eye on him, or what the hell were they doing? And apparently after this got out on the internet, there was a lot of backlash from people in China on this, and only then did his parents, they were like, yeah, that was our kid, we're sorry, that's our bad. We'll make sure it gets taken care of. I mean, what the hell's wrong with people? Who would ever want to go and vandalize something that's that old, whether it's from your own country or not, or you're just visiting? I think that's kind of fucked up. But apparently, reading some other articles about Chinese tourists, is they are very, very rude. And from what I've been reading here online, that stuff like this isn't uncommon, and that these Chinese tourists will carve stuff into scenic areas And let's see what some of the other things that they do. Apparently, they make a racket in public places, cross the road when the right light is red. Well, if they get hit by a car, then I guess they'll learn. But if you're gonna go and tour other countries and stuff like that, don't be pulling that shit. That's just ridiculous. And I guess there's really nothing else to say. And if you like my video, please like it and please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Visit my other videos here if they have any interest to you. And I hope you guys have a good day.